Welcome back to Crypto Educator, guys. How you all doing? We will talk about Bitcoin and a potential bottom that this one is trying to print it in the small time frames, guys. Holy fuck, I'm trying to get this one into a fucking full screen mode, and now I think I do have it in full screen. Right now, essentially, guys, this is all of your moving averages that are quite essential. If we simply talk about the long-term time frame on Bitcoin itself, we have the 55 simple, we have 144, we have 200, and we have 350 simple moving average as well. Now the 350 simple moving average is here for a very special cause. It's because if we lose the 200 simple, we're going to be simply going down back into the 350 simple moving average, although I feel that that's the worst case scenario. I mean, that has a very less probability to play out in terms of the price action in the small time frame itself, but it's just good to have some key price targets for accumulation zones as well for Bitcoin itself. But guys, the thing is that if we talk about the relative strength index coming on Bitcoin weekly time frame, we have seen that Bitcoin has printed in, let's say, small to mid time frames bottom if we talk about RSI reads at such levels right here. And the last time when we saw RSI being at 40 reads on the weekly time frame was literally at the COVID capitulation, guys. Although I do feel that this was your, let's just say, we can't really compare the situation with the current market landscape as a whole, but essentially you can see that Bitcoin going below 40 reads on RSI has essentially been your good area of accumulation as well if you're thinking long term. If you're thinking about accumulating Bitcoin for the long term, these areas have been good amount of areas of interest, guys. Certainly way the fuck better than these areas on RSI, right? I mean, had you accumulated Bitcoin all the way on these levels on RSI, I mean, things are not looking that nice, honestly, guys. But on these levels, things are kind of different, right? So if you have a long-term mindset, I think looking at the weekly chart, this is bullish as ever, guys. This is a good looking trend on the weekly time frame, and the bigger picture is still rolling on and upwards. It's simply going to the upside on the weekly time frame. However, the first price action target, if you simply drip below some key levels, is going to be at your previous all-time high retest. Let's just say this entire region can be extended into this entire liquid zone just above the previous all-time high right here. And if we lose the previous all-time high, it's going to be this price action, guys. It's simply going to be at your $15,000 to $14,000 levels altogether. But the thing is that the more sideways we proceed, let's say if Bitcoin simply goes sideways in this range and stays in a very choppy environment for the rest of the year altogether, this 350 simple moving average will simply pick up, guys, and it will simply go all the way towards the previous all-time high right here. And let's just say we'll have these kind of imprints on the bigger moving averages altogether. So your accumulation targets will keep on shifting to the upside the more Bitcoin kind of drifts sideways altogether. So these are my 2 cents on the Bitcoin long-term analysis altogether. Just to remind you guys to not forget about the long-term picture for accumulating Bitcoin in the market, guys. All the altcoins will certainly go to shit, but Bitcoin will keep on getting accumulated, right? Although I do believe, guys, I simply believe that until Michael Saylor doesn't sell, Bitcoin will still try to locate its bottom, guys. So the day Michael Saylor sells some amount of Bitcoin is the day I'm going to fucking buy a lot of Bitcoin in the market, guys. Holy fucking crap. That is something which I'm going to do. Honestly, I'm going to do that. Okay, let's talk about the daily time frame, and the volume is kind of printing in a Burj Khalifa style capitulation candle, and the volumes are coming in strong at these levels, guys, which kind of reminds me of key areas of interest, right? Whenever we've seen a crazy amount of volume spike, the market has kind of pivoted around that kind of price action zone altogether. You can see that this was your recent volume spike, and the market was in a range bound situation or a zone, a very volatile zone for about a month or something like that. And the recent event was your capitulation, or let's say a sell-off, a massive sell-off that came towards your $30,000 regions. Again, the market simply went sideways for a very long time, right? And once again, guys, we have a new Burj Khalifa right here in terms of the volume signature altogether. So maybe Bitcoin simply goes into this entire choppy chop zone, guys, for a very fucking long time, right? This is something which could happen as well. So let's assume right here for this analysis that this entire bull market in a nutshell, or simply let's just talk about a wick to wick price action moment right here. And yes, the bottom side came in at 3,800. So the 618 level is coming at your 28,500 or 27,000, 27 to $28,000 regions to the downside is something which is most likely going to be acting like a accumulation zone in the small to mid time frames, guys. Still a step in price action coming on to the downside right here. So yes, we can expect in the small time frames whenever Bitcoin visits $27,000, bears are going to get really excited, and the smart bulls are going to buy that price action, and that could take them entire market's trend into a sideways chop altogether, right? Extremely bearish environments can lead into a sideways market, and extremely bullish environments can lead into massive sell-offs, and once again sideways environment as well. What we are looking at right here is a humongously, massively bearish sentiment happening in the market altogether, guys, which is why price action can drift sideways in the small time frames as well. Let's jump into the 4-hour time frame and let's see what's happening right here, guys. The price action, although kind of reacts very nicely against this 144 simple on the 4-hour time frame as well. Let's just get rid of some unnecessary fucking moving averages out of the way, and let's talk about this cyan moving average, which is the 144 moving average. The last two rejections came in at your cyan moving average, and the price action simply kept on ripping below, guys. And the small time frame trends, however, are kind of guided by the 55 simple as well, which simply reminds me of a clear-cut fact that until Bitcoin is below this entire rejection point at $32,000 regions, it's going to be a simple sideways chop, guys. We have a well-defined range right here. Honestly, we have a good looking range for the coming months or month, let's just say. Well, honestly, the sell in May and go away theory kind of worked out, guys. Holy fucking crap. This entire sell side activity started at the first week of May itself, and this kind of took the price action down by 35% on fucking Bitcoin. And altcoins simply lost their fucking shit in the market. I mean, capitulation everywhere, guys. Massive sell-offs. You can see how much downside we do have in our crypto markets, guys. Holy fucking crap. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to all of you guys right here, but we're simply rolling on towards 69,420 fucking regions on Bitcoin. I kind of lost my perspective that how much downside these crypto assets have, guys. Holy crap, I kind of forgot. I simply kind of forgot what I went through all the way, whatever happened in this price action, guys. Holy fucking shit. Every single price action led to the upside was a simple sell-off. Price action goes to the upside, sell off. Simply goes sideways for a very long time, and bam, capitulation down by 50%. Holy crap. I simply lost sight of that. I'm not going to deny, but essentially as soon as we started selling off and as soon as we started losing this level right here, that was something where my eyes opened once again, and I was like, man, oh man, I mean, yes, we do have crazy amount of downside, and that could play out in the coming days altogether, because there is still a lot of, guys, we are at $30,000. we have been down by massive amounts right here, but still there is a lot of euphoria to press out on. Although I do believe that more than 50% of euphoria has been simply wiped out of the market, and I don't think that any retail trader is going to be longing on leverage anymore, guys. Holy shit, this leverage game, especially for the new entrants in the market, is kind of exciting, right? And guess what? Fucking excitement in trading is something which is going to pull you down big time. It's going to pull you down big time, guys. If you want to survive in the market as a trader for the long term, just fucking get rid of the excitement and be level-headed as fuck, guys. Just be cool as a fucking cucumber in the market and trade with a systematic approach, right? Don't let the excitement get the best of you altogether. Okay, with that said, guys, I think that in the small time frames, Bitcoin will kind of grind against this entire trend line. I mean, kind of diagonal trending support coming in on the price action, kind of printing in higher lows in the small time frames. So let's say the price action visits these levels and kind of goes for a retracement all the way down towards these levels and kind of creates a bounce in the small time frames. But once we lose this grind to the downside, that is when real attempts by the bears will be made to kind of clear out this entire zone to the downside, guys, right? So let's just see what happens at $27,000 reasons altogether. But although I believe when the price action kind of revisit $27,000, it's going to be an opportunity. It's going to be a buying opportunity to small time frames, and then we can expect, once again, a lot of chop in the price action once again. So in the 4-hour time frame, this is what I'm expecting for Bitcoin. And rest assured, guys, the market will simply be guided by whatever the heck Bitcoin is doing altogether. It is as simple as that, guys. With that said, let's talk about Solana as well. And to clear out a lot of picture and a lot of euphoria for you guys right here, this is your Bitcoin golden ratio Fibonacci, which is kind of implanted on Solana's price action altogether by yours truly right here, which doesn't make any sense altogether. But you can see, guys, that the overall trend, the exponential trend is done. The fucking Solana trend is done, guys. I mean, can we expect Solana to go to $1,000 tomorrow? Probably not. Before the end of 2022? Nope. Fuck no, guys. I believe that Solana is getting into a long form of accumulation, something which Ethereum did for a very long time. When Ethereum got rejected like a little bitch from $1,400 and went down all the way towards $80, That is something which Solana will do. But the price action targets for Solana is something going to be alongside your $20 regions all the way down towards $10 regions as well. But if you see Solana at one single digit, it's going to be a generational steal. It is something which I believe altogether, guys, because the use case for Solana ecosystem fundamentally is something which is amazing, guys. This blockchain is still the best out there. Honestly, after all this capitulation, I'm still using DeFi on Solana, and it is working like a charm, guys. Honestly, Solana's DeFi is fast as fuck in these kind of times because all the network clogging issues have gone. All the over enthusiastic people are simply out of the market, and guys, this bear trend is going to tell you who is going to be actually sticking in these kind of environments and who the fuck is going to simply capitulate away. Alright, my angle looks kind of weird, and this video is already 10 to 15 minutes long, I guess, but well, anyway, let's conclude the price action right here, guys. So for the price action coming on Solana, I do believe that in the coming days, in the near future, or let's just say before 2022 ends, essentially we'll see Solana visiting $20 regions altogether. It's going to be a good amount of buying opportunity in the bigger picture as well. But the ultimate price target, guys, a lot of price targets are being made by, well, a lot of crypto Twitter folks out there at $3 ranges per Solana as well. Could that happen? I'm not quite sure, guys, because off of the top, $3 is going to be a 99% correction on Solana itself. Could that happen? I mean, it could potentially happen, guys. We've seen crypto assets going down by 90+% and then recovering back like crazy, right? Cardano did that, guys. ADA did that, and a lot of other crypto assets as well. So it all comes down into fundamental facts when we are actually visiting some key levels to the downside in the precipice of bear market, where the market is like absolute shit and these coins are for absolute dirt cheap prices out there. It all boils down to what the blockchain is capable of doing fundamentally and how tightly the team is working on this entire project altogether, guys. So if you see Solana being used when the bear market is at its peak, when the bearish momentum is at euphoria, and if you see Solana blockchain being used extensively by a lot of people, and there's still a lot of projects simply being built on top of Solana, that could be the best indicator that yes, you can pick up Solana at any given price point, guys, whatever the market is going to be doing at that point in time altogether. Although, guys, I do have a fundamental belief that we'll not see a good amount of bull market situation or a bull market momentum in this entire crypto market until we reach close towards the halving cycle, guys. Holy fuck, the next halving cycle is literally going to be, I think it's going to be around the Q3 of 2024, right? So essentially what I'm trying to tell you guys is that no fucking bull market until October fucking 2024, guys. Holy fucking crap, it's going to be a long ride, honestly, but it's going to be full of opportunities, right? So is there anything to talk about in Solana in the small time frames? Guys, I believe that the price action is simply going to be a replication of what Bitcoin is doing in the market altogether. But essentially, if we see right here in the price action, Solana is kind of doing the same thing what Bitcoin is trying to do, guys. It's simply grinding against a diagonal trending support, and until you are residing against this entire support line, the price action trend is going to be going to the upside. But once you resolve below this entire squeeze to the downside, that is when Solana will revisit these lows, and this is also $40 could also be, let's just say, a mid-term buying opportunity in the small to mid times altogether, guys. Okay, I don't think this video was that helpful, but if you still found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll catch all of you pretty soon, guys. Bye for now.